Who remembers the Toa Hordika? The beloved Toa Metru, they get injected with Hordika venom, and it transforms them into horrific creatures with new bestial forms. It was certainly an exciting concept, and the sets we got for them, they were pretty awesome. But can these Bionicle sets be built better? Well, let's check out some amazing community creations today that revamp and reimagine these characters in some very exciting new ways. Here we go. Let's start things off with a very impressive revamp. This is Vakama Hordika by Benjamin Anderson. The scale of this creation is extremely impressive, and I think it's very fitting as well. Yeah, within the Bionicle storyline, the Toa, they had to fight to keep their primal rage in check, and to stop that mutation from becoming permanent. So I like the idea that Vakama was so corrupted by the venom inside him, that it mutated him into a colossal, evil creature like this. My favourite detail on this mock has to be the inclusion of tons of Zamispheres. You got some of the marbled ones all up the arm design, and I like how it kind of ties into the flames that we see on the hand. To me, the Zamispheres give the impression that fire is being pumped out of the body, flowing down the arm, and then spewing out of the hand. It's a very clever way of showing off his fire abilities. I like it. These specific Zamispheres, they appeared in a lot of the Fire Villain sets from Hero Factory. They really are cool. We also have the green Zamispheres, which are a bit more inside the body. I see this as a representation of the Hordika venom that's flowing through his veins. Very clever. These Zamispheres, they come in a lot of different sets, specifically like the Paraka had them, the Toa and Naika had some of them, and even a few different Hero Factory sets came with these Zamispheres. It's funny, you don't really see too many people playing with these pieces, but this here is a brilliant example of just how good they can look when you find creative ways of using them. Vakama's updated face is another brilliant inclusion. The choice to take that original mask but make it even bigger. Give it a lower jaw, add some detail at the back. This is smart. Because hey, if you just put that original head up the top here, it would be way too small for this massive body design. This is just right. And I didn't even get to talk about the back design as well. Look at how gnarly that looks. This is good. Really good. Over to a revamp of Matau by Forge of Ataka. I really enjoy this one. It keeps some elements of the original, but it also factors in the mutation element just that little bit more. Yeah, the revamp gives him devil horns, digitigrade legs, spikes all over the body. It also gives him a tail as well. All of these additions, they just totally sell the idea of them turning into some sort of horrifying looking creature. A monster, perhaps. So if you want to revamp a Hordika character for yourself, maybe it's worth taking that mutation concept and seeing how far you can stretch it. See if you can expand it just that little bit further. From the two mocks we've seen so far, it seems that doing that is the best way to achieve some just exceptional results. Yeah, we've also got that little bit of lime that's been introduced on this character. I love how this pops up against the silver and the dark green. It just elevates the color scheme so much. Because, I feel like the original sets, they fall into the trap of having a color scheme that's just a little bit boring. Each one has a darker color combined with silver, and something about it feels a little bit drab. It's not bad by any means, but it's not as exciting. But hey, it seems that all you have to do is add a little highlight of a brighter color, and you're good to go. Suddenly it just makes the design sing. And I gotta give a shout out to these wonderful Elix spikes on the back of the creation. Of course, these pieces appeared in the magical set, Elic. I've always thought they just look wonderful, and they truly look magnificent here. There's something about these pieces that really fits a mutation aesthetic. What a treat. Let's move over to a brilliant one. This is by Biophant Samurai, and this is Onua. So, the original Onua Hordika, the set is known for its sweet hammer weapons that rest on these large chains. So delightfully weird concept, but I love it. And look at how they've been reimagined here. Using some of the silver leg armor that does actually also come on every single Hordika set, and using these to shape the sides of the hammer weapon. You even have the choice of using some of these brown animal tail pieces, which often appear as tree trunks in a bunch of LEGO sets. These two pieces alone perfectly replicate the look and feel of those original weapons. This is some genius stuff right here. And you know, it's always cool to see a piece scaled up to be even bigger like this. Very impressive. But hey, I think the best part about this revamp has to be the new Minotaur-like appearance for the character. Because remember, the whole concept for the Toa Hordika is that they're transformed and mutated into a new bestial form. And this takes that idea to a whole new level. Why not just merge an animal and the Toa Metru into one beautiful thing, like this? Actually, Biophant Samurai has revamped a lot of the Toa Hordika characters doing exactly that. They've got Matau as a praying mantis, all sorts of things. It's definitely worth checking out. Take a look at the links in the description below if you want to see it. Yeah, these new black horns on the side of the face, those are awesome additions that complement that mask flawlessly. It just feels right. I never would have expected a Minotaur and Onua to work so well together, but it really does. Great thinking. Over to Whenua Hordika, this is by Clockwork Guardian. So this one's a bit more of a modest reimagining. It's nothing too over the top. It's not making the mutation too in your face. This feels like a nice breath of fresh air, you know? I like it. Here's a little side by side with the original version of the set and this mock. And there's a lot of similarities here, which is nice. But the new addition of spikes on the lower arms, and also the spikes coming out of the shoulders, that's such a subtle way of showing that they are being mutated. And looking at it, you get the sense that this is just the start of the mutation. The spikes on the shoulders, they might grow across the entire arm. It might slowly infect his body even more as time passes. But you know, there's still a noticeable change going on. That's good. But my favorite area here has to be this foot design. It's using some of the armor plate pieces, these beautiful pieces. They come in a variety of different sets. One example is this nice Technic set. Let me just get a better angle so you can see exactly where it originates from on the set. But yeah, it's a great piece and hey, it makes for a really good foot design. How nice is this? Now for Nokama Hordika. This is by Mother of Violence. So yeah, a fantastic reimagining of the set. Keeps the same vibes as the OG, but the builder has made sure to add their own personal twist. I always like seeing that. One little detail here I enjoy is the lower leg design. It's using the same lower leg piece that we see on a lot of the Vaki sets, but you'll notice that they've actually been placed backwards on this creation. Yeah, I don't know, there's something about the way that looks that aids in the mutation factor of this set. You get the sense that something is a little bit different. Yeah, like we see on a bunch of different sets, this should be placed the other way. Even just the edges of this side, they flare out just that little bit more, which does make it look like their skin is mutating and contorting. Isn't that cool? Yet maybe if you revamp a Hordika character yourself, that's all you need to do, just place a few pieces backwards. Something to consider. It might just look really good. It's also nice to see the Ratuka spinner is still present on this character. Yeah, the inclusion of a few gears and some other tubing around it, that looks really good. Honestly man, there's a lot of good stuff to enjoy in this revamp. Well done. And finally, probably my favorite Hordika revamp that I've ever seen. This is Nuju Hordika by Gengo Builds. So this one might feel like it's a bit more of a departure from the original, but see, that's why I like it so much. This new concept is just so exhilarating. I mean, look at the mask design, for example. It's using the beloved Witch Doctor mask, but it's introducing a grill tile over the mouth and adding a scope over the eye. It covers up a lot of the skull details on the mask, and it just leaves behind a lot of texture. The side of that mask especially, the aesthetic of it looks like it's mutated. It looks like you can see the veins poking out of the skin, and you can almost feel the poison coursing through those veins. It's gross, but that's what makes this perfect. Even things like exposed red wires or brown wires, those look like veins as well. Or the fact that this entire arm is brown and kind of looks a little bit more robotic. You get the sense that the skin has like fallen off and This is like the bones underneath. This creation is a thing of nightmares. It's probably what a horror theme for Bionicle would look like. And oi, I feel like the Hordika are the perfect wave of sets that allow you to lean into some downright terrifying designs. You can take inspiration from horror movies. You can really lean into the creepy stuff, and it's gonna work, like it does here. Yeah, I love this revamp because it takes the concept of the Hordika and explores it in such a fascinating way. It's so cool to see. But honestly, hey, all of these revamps were pretty cool to see. There was some good stuff today. If you want to see more LEGO creations that were built by these builders, check the links in the description below. You can see all their stuff right there. But that's all for now, guys. Thank you for watching, happy building, and bye for now.